Fascia is input, not the story. There's a phrase I hear a lot in bodywork and movement circles. The fascia remembers. It sounds meaningful, it sounds explanatory, and for a lot of people, it feels true. But clinically, that phrase causes more confusion than clarity. Today, I want to slow this down, not to dismiss anyone's experience, but to explain what's actually happening and why the language we use matters. Why this comes up. If you've ever had bodywork and felt an emotional wave, maybe you sighed deeply, maybe you cried, maybe your body shook or felt lighter afterward. It's very reasonable to think that emotion must have been stored in my tissue. But that's not what's happening. And understanding the difference is important because it protects agency, not just explanation. First, this distinction. What fascia actually does. Fascia is not inert wrapping. It's alive, it's responsive, it's richly innervated. It contributes sensory input to the nervous system, just like skin, muscles, joints, and organs do. But contributing input is not the same thing as holding memory. Fascia is part of the conversation. It is not the narrator. Three things that often get blended. When people say the fascia remembers, they're usually blending three different processes into one sentence. Let's separate them. First, stress changes physiology. Your autonomic nervous system affects breathing, muscle tone, circulation, and vigilance. Second, tissue adapts over time. If movement options narrow, if load changes, if inflammation or uncertainty persist, connective tissue can remodel. That's biology, not metaphor. Third, memory, meaning, prediction, and emotion are nervous system functions. They are not stored in collagen like files in a cabinet. The brain builds and updates models continuously using sensory input from everywhere. Fascia contributes to that input, but the story lives in the nervous system. What's really happening in bodywork? During adaptive bodywork, we're not extracting emotion. We're changing conditions. When tissue tone shifts, when pressure relationships change, when movement options reopen, the quality of sensory input changes. The nervous system notices. And sometimes it decides, I don't need to protect here in the same way anymore. That's not emotional release. That's a state change. Why emotion can appear? When a system has been holding itself together for a long time, relaxing that effort can produce expression. Shaking is motor discharge. Crying is autonomic rebound. Sighing and warmth reflect regulation shifting. Nothing is being released from tissue. What's happening is simpler and more human. The nervous system no longer needs to inhibit expression. Emotion appears not because it was stored, but because it no longer needs to be suppressed. Why language matters. If therapists say the fascia remembers, clients may hear, my trauma is stuck. I need it released. Someone else has to remove it. That framing creates dependency and fear, often unintentionally. If instead we say, my system changed state, I reorganized, I adapted. Agency is restored. And clinically, we stay within scope. What adaptive bodywork is actually doing. Adaptive bodywork does not erase past. It does not interpret trauma. It does not extract emotion. It improves signal clarity. It reduces unnecessary protection. It gives the nervous system better options. Emotion may appear along the way, but it is not the destination. Fascia can be part of the input. It is not the home of the story. The story lives in a nervous system doing its best to predict, protect, and cope. When we tighten our language, we don't take away anyone's experience. We finally help them understand it. If you want to read the full article this video is based on, you'll find the link below. And if you're interested in what adaptive bodywork actually works with, rather than what it claims to release, that's where the real conversation begins.